You don't forget coming to the center. It stays with you. It's an emotional journey to walk through the center.
It is filled with so many amazing artifacts and stories that come to life as we take our visitors through.
It's a really important place. This isn't just a museum. This is a living memorial. This place offers the opportunity to learn about the unique tragedy of the Jewish people, to really see how anti-Semitism can be so dangerous and how it can unfold into the greatest tragedy of the 20th century.
I'm a survivor of 3 concentration camps and the Lodz ghetto. They were putting us through selections. 2 Nazi soldiers took my brother away. As he was being led away, he cried, waved to us, said goodbye. That was the last time we saw him. He was only 21 years old. Excuse me.
My brother was only 15. He was walking from school where a German killed him in the back. He had blonde hair and blue eyes. My son Jeffrey looks a lot like him.
What was his name?
His name was Moshe.
Moshe.
Moshe Mishler. I had a very big family. I would say between 300 and 350 people I lost in my family.
It's really remarkable to be able to hear those stories and understand how people survived during such a difficult time.
It's what I can do, whatever I remember. No matter how difficult it may be, I feel that I'm doing what we say a mitzvah.
Every year at the Holocaust dinner, they always ask the survivors to stand up, and it is scary.
Yeah, there's fewer and fewer of them.
Their memories, both those that are still alive and those that we have lost, exist in this building, and I think that's a really important thing for the future. We'll always have that.
The exhibits are fantastic. There's a tremendous amount that you can learn and take away.
Today we brought about 35 students from Fitzgerald High School, and we are here to have a tour of the Holocaust Center.
This is my first time here. To see this is just like, wow.
I could never imagine that for myself or all the people that I love.
It was definitely a new experience.
I can't imagine teaching the Holocaust without the resources that this museum provides.
This was actually my first time bringing students here. Bringing them here made such an impact on them because they see it from another perspective outside of what I teach them and what I show them.
When you see students walking through the museum and you see the light come on, that right there is everything to me.
Everything shocks me here. Everything is shocking. It has to be a reason to do something like this big. But like, it's just hatred.
What do you see? You see people, you see families, you see friends. Every single person here had their own life. They have their own story.
Rhiannon is how we ended up in this journey with the center. She found my copy that was probably falling apart at that point of the Diary of Anne Frank. A 9-year-old is reading that story, not really knowing the historical context in which it was written. She's just reading the diary of a girl who's kind of her age.
Stories of Anne Frank help students connect directly to a person in history, especially at her age. Most of the time, students have to learn about adults.
I thought she was just a really amazing person. The strength that she had during that time, it was really inspiring for me.
She felt very connected to Anne, and then she started asking a lot of questions that as a parent were very difficult to answer. When she's asking what happened to her, how do you explain that people hated someone so much and it's a little girl just like her? So you kind of get the, well, let's take her to the experts.
After being here, it becomes a part of them, becomes a part of something that they have experienced.
The symbolism of the tree comes from the Diary of Anne Frank.
She would write about this particular chestnut tree that she could see outside of her window. She would see how the seasons would change.
And every spring, she could see the flowers, and that's what actually gave her hope.
This tree was approximately 170 years old, and it was in bad shape. The Anne Frank Museum in Amsterdam decided to take out some saplings from this tree.
It's just amazing to see the growth over the years. You don't realize year to year. You're looking at 8, 9 years now.
What started out as this tiny, tiny little tree is a beautiful tree today.
It's a baby still. You know, this tree will reach 80, 90, 100 feet.
It's something that we cherish here. In a lot of ways, the tree is symbolic of the museum. The survivors are the roots, the core of that tree, and from it has grown a beautiful tree with beautiful branches.
Each person that we can engage who can learn something from their experience here can make a difference.
I've been bringing groups here 29 years, I'd say at least. I had a conversation in my chambers with a probation officer. I realized that she knew nothing about the Holocaust, nothing. I decided that I was going to make it a goal of my career to get as many people educated in the Holocaust as I could. Probation officers, pretrial service officers, United States Marshals, FBI agents, people that are dealing with the justice system. When they come here, they're able to visualize it and to understand it and to see it. People telling me years later, I still can't get that out of my head. I think it makes them much better at their job, and it certainly serves the public much better for them to know this.
We spend a lot of time with adult education, talking to our adults and talking to community groups and partnering with community groups.
This is a place where people can take what they learn and apply it to their lives.
What can we do when faced with a very difficult situation?
We have to continue the fight because it's not going to go away. It's something that's part of our history and part of our future.
Centers of education and learning are extremely important.
Showing the social responsibility that we have as individuals.
It will lead them into action as well to continue using those lessons they learned here at the Holocaust Center to bring about change in their community.
Who else is maintaining these memories? Who else is honoring these people? Who else is telling this story?
This place allows for people to hear those lessons, to experience it, and take these lessons with them.